Live from the City of Angels, Sunday morning, midnight movie money. And we are going to obviously tell you what is number one this weekend. It is Black Phone 2, which opened with 26.5 million. I'm going to get to that in just a moment, but we do need to talk about Tron, because that is really the massive story again here this weekend as we go directly to the Disney email here. Thanks for being here live, as always, from the City of Angels. And you can see Tron down 67%. So any hopes Disney had that this would hold in there, good luck. It's over. Remember, this film is budgeted somewhere between 180 and 200 million. So we go ahead and do the 2.5 multiple. For those of you that are uneducated, sorry, not you guys, but the people out there that might be tuning in that are uneducated, you need to take the budget and multiply by 2.5. That is where your break-even point is roughly. It can move a little bit off of that 2.5, but in general, that's a safe number. That means 500 million. Do you guys see what Tron Ares is at right now? $103 million. That is your number here after 2 weekends on a global scale. So this will lose Disney, by my maths, $350 million plus. That is the estimate. And we talked about it last Sunday night. Go back and watch that stream if you want. Midnight Movie Talk is the channel on YouTube. All the previous streams are available there. And I broke down why this film did not fire, and it skidded out and crashed into the wall. But essentially, the biggest one is no one really wanted to see another Tron movie. But it was more than that. We discussed that again last Sunday night. But this is a huge L for Disney, and the marketplace continues to not show the signs of full recovery that you really want. And absent windows and absent exclusivity and tent poles, the biggest films aren't really doing that well. I mean, you look at Black Phone at 26.5, that is plus roughly 3 million on the original. And we go to the universal email here on this Sunday morning. And you can see when you add in the international cash, we were at $42 million for the worldwide debut. Now, remember, the budget on this is $30 million. So this did not make $12 million. Remember, everybody, budget times 2.5, $75 million. So it's at 42. So yes, it's okay. I really want to see Black Phone 2 pop at 30 plus. Okay? It's a film that made $160 million plus worldwide on the original. Plus, remember, it had all of that time to build on streaming and audiences gained post-theatrical. Well, only up less than 3 million. It's not as great as THR wants to proclaim here. You can see Blumhouse is back after Megan. Well, obviously we know Megan 2 was a disaster for them. One of the worst films of the year, no question about it. Not just from a box office standpoint, but from a watchability standpoint. I don't even know what the hell they were going for with that sequel. But you look at Blumhouse and this film, and let's just talk about Conjuring Last Rites, okay? What did that film open at? 84 million. And Black Phone's here at 26.5. Now you're going to say, well, Conjuring's bigger. Okay, hold on. Is it Halloween season? Should horror films be huge? The answer is yes to those. So why is this not higher? Don't mess with the ace. The ace knows what's up. There's a reason why I get emails from people that you know in the industry all the time. My DM box on X. You are over the target nearly every single time. That's what I'm talking about. Don't doubt what I say. If I'm going to say it, it's truth. That's how it operates here at MMT. We're the gold standard. And I'm not saying this is a bad opening for Black Phone. I'm just telling you, do not tell me this is a massive, massive W for Blumhouse. I want to see it higher. When you talk about a film that disappointed, you go to number 3 in Good Fortune, a film that I liked. Not loved, but liked. We talk about it tonight on the Sunday Evening Spectacular. This is another small film, right? A film that a lot of people will view as streaming. Even though you had Keanu Reeves, you got Seth Rogen, you've got some names in there you can work with. But films like Good Fortune, again, prove that they are not viewed as essential to see at the multiplex. And the eradication of windows, theatrical windows, the protection that gave films a life in theaters because you knew that you had to wait 3 months for it to come home. Now that is a lot of times no more than a month, sometimes 2 weeks, as we know in the past day and date. So once you tell the audience that you can get it at home really fast, they're not going to go see Good Fortune. I mean, look, 6.2 million. And the per screen average, 2,000 plus, nothing great. That is what we're discussing. These are the issues that you need to pay attention to. Because I talked about this yesterday. We'll talk about it tonight on the Sunday Evening Spectacular. Let's do one battle after another, and then we'll get to the top 10. When you look at the average PTA, that includes Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, the big major cinephilic cities. But it also includes the Tulsas, Indies, Dallas, Columbus, Trenton, New Jersey, wherever it may be. That's not a cinephilic area. Now, Trenton actually is tangential to New York City, so maybe not the best example. Orlando, Florida. And what you get is worse in those locations, like way worse than New York, LA, San Francisco, those cities. So that's the issue, right? The films are playing better in the movie fan areas, and outside of that, these places are empty. I was talking to Menzel. He is traveling this weekend. He went to see a movie in North Carolina at the AMC. He said there was 30 cars in the parking lot on a Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon. And that's exactly what it looks like. That's why these theaters are going to start closing. So AMC stock shills, got news for you, buddy. I'm not your boy, okay? I'm team reality. I'm not team shill. AMC to the moon. That's your whole personality. How about you go out today and you find something that makes you more interesting than AMC to the moon. Apes to the moon. You guys are so uninteresting. Seriously, imagine that being your personality. But let me explain something to you. Movie theaters are going to start closing soon. Not all of them. But they're not going to be able to sustain when you have these films that are not doing as well as they did in the past. So wake up, take your shilling somewhere else, and you know I'll come after you. I'm not afraid of you, AMC stock shill. Again, your whole personality, that's just sad, man. Find a new identity because that one is dying. And I love AMC. Guys, what do I talk about all the time? A-list. Best thing you can buy. If you're a single person, for sure. You can't beat it at $28 a month. But I also understand that movies are in huge trouble. One battle after another now stands at $162.5 million. And that is the global take against that $130+ million budget. We'll call it 130. That means it needs to come in at $350 million worldwide for it to be profitable. So we are a little less than $200 million away from being profitable. It's never going to happen. But I'll tell you, honestly, for a PTA film in this day and age at 162.5, I can't really rail on that. Like, that's actually kind of shocking. But again, it's the budget that's the problem. If you bring this film in at 30, 40, 50 million, you're turning a profit right now. How in the hell do you get to 130? How much did you pay Leo DiCaprio? 100? Because I don't see it on the screen. You're telling me, oh, car chases? I'm sorry, what? You shooting in the desert? Right? A car rolling over? That's $100 million? Where's the money here? I'm sorry. Sean Penn, did he get 50 million? Did Tiana Taylor get 30 million? Where's this money coming from? I don't see it on the screen. I mean, the VistaVision cameras, I guess, cost something, but I just don't understand how this is 130 million. How much did PTA get paid? Was he at 90 million? I need help here. Someone help me because it's not in the movie. Oh wow. Look at them hiding out in the warehouse in the little apartment. That's got to be, how much is that? That whole scene where he runs down and ducks under. I'm guessing that's got to be 25 million. I mean, basically, if we go through the film, we got to figure out what something cost 130. I don't know what it is. It's not the movie. It's not what you see on the screen. Roofman's number 5 at 3.7 million, and that fell 55%. I want to see that hold better. It's a better film than a minus 55 or 54 to be exact. Let's do the top 10 and then we will roll and get ready for tonight. The Sunday Evening Spectacular. We'll talk more about, guess what? Movies not doing as well, but also other things in addition to Good Fortune live reaction / MMT evaluation. Here's the top 10. Black Phone, number 1 at 26.5. Average location, 77.69. That is just a slight bit up on the average per location versus Black Phone 2021. So that's encouraging. But remember, you have PLFs costing more nowadays than they did then. So all of that kind of makes it a wash. I think ultimately this is a very similar opening to the first. I just want to see it higher, given Halloween, horror, and then Conjuring at 84 million. You know, you just got to compare it to... And it's a sequel. I know it's not Conjuring, whatever. Conjuring is so unimpressive. How did that film open at 84 and over 400 million worldwide? It just goes to show you again, the average moviegoer just doesn't expect much out of their movies. Black Phone 2 is not a good film. Go back and watch the evaluation from Thursday. Not good. It's just the last place I'd ever take a sequel. Now, guess what we're going to get? You know it. Black Phone 3, The Origin, where he all of a sudden kidnaps his first kid. That might be more interesting, but I'm over the Black Phone. Let's end it, okay? I'm over Blumhouse. Let's end them too. Is that possible? Tron is number 2, down 66. I had it at 67. I'm going to have to trust ComScore, but I had it at 67. Either way, that's colossal on the drop. You get under $103 million worldwide. That's the total on that. That's really problematic, as I said. $350 million plus on the loss for Disney. Good Fortune number 3, 2,000 per location. Not great. And, you know, quickly on that, remember the film Long Shot from 2019? Okay, so 2019 was Seth Rogen with Charlize Theron. It was a political comedy. I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. 2019 was a pretty solid year for film. I think it's a very good year. You know, 2019, 2022, 2 best years we've had in the past 5+ years. Anyone who says 2024, 2025, 2023, these are good years, you can disregard them. And that includes your boy Sean Fennessy, the biggest fraud in the space. Every stream I'm going to get it in. I'm going to sneak that in every time because it's 100% deserved. He's a punching bag. So, yeah, that's the thing. 2019, going back to Long Shot, that film was at 3,300 per location, I believe, opening weekend. It was over 3,000. So here we go. And that was called a bomb. So now, in 2025, a film with Seth Rogen, comedy, you have Keanu Reeves, which I would argue is an up, right? That should raise your money versus Charlize Theron. At least it's a wash. Okay, and you're down over $1,000 per location. This is what I do. This is why I'm the gold standard, because that's the analysis you're not getting anywhere else. And remember, Long Shot was called a bomb. So what is this? That's the thing. We're in trouble. Do not forget that. AMC stock shill. Sell your stock, or at least know that it's not going to the moon again. Your little Netflix deal to show K-pop Demon Hunters, that's not enough. Okay. So you can keep cheerleading all you want. I just want you to know that we know the truth. So take your shilling and get the hell out of here. It doesn't work here. Number 4, One Battle After Another, down 41%. I think that's one thing I didn't mention about One Battle. It is holding in fairly nicely, right, at these minus 30s, minus 40s. Better than a minus 50, minus 60, as we saw with Tron, minus 66. But once you start getting down to a small number, like a weekend of 4 million, of course that hold is going to not be that bad. Because, again, once the number's so low, then you'd hope it would be able to hold at least something. That's, you guys, you understand this. So the other people are like, it was only down 41%. It's at 4 million. Okay? You understand that down 41% at 4 million is a hell of a lot different than down 41% at 50 million. Do you guys... This is what we're talking about. You guys, it's Simple math, guys. Roofman's number 5, down 54. Only 15.5 million. It's a film that would be doing a lot better in years past. It's another example of what we're talking about here. Truth and Treason, the Angel Studios, only $1,200 per screen. There you go. Angel Studios used to do better. Sound of Freedom obviously was the outlier, but still that film did insane numbers. Now it's like, people aren't going to the movies, man. I'm telling you, remember that. I know you got to understand this shit. You got to get it. Gabby's Dollhouse is 7, 8 Conjuring, 9 After the Hunt, 1,200 per location. I like After the Hunt, and I think you should see it. It's a dense film, intellectual film. It'll take a lot of processing power with that dialogue. I'm not saying it's a perfect film, but I'd rather watch an After the Hunt than a Black Phone 2 any day of the week. Any day. Demon Slayer's number 10. That film's just killed. It's the number 1 anime film of all time, over 600 million worldwide. All right, that's going to do it here for this Sunday. I'll get to the comments when I roll out of here, but I appreciate you guys, and I will be back tonight for the Sunday Evening Spectacular Halloween edition, and we might even do an MMT Gets Freaky tonight. We got a lot going on. I'm out the door to play volleyball. Wish me luck. See you. Enjoy your day. See you back here tonight for MMT Sunday Evening Spectacular. Bye.